JonBenét Ramsey's dad. Pedo Epstein didn't come near my kid. A viral video circulating online suggests late pedophile Jeffrey Epstein had a twisted relationship with JonBenét Ramsey, but her father, John Ramsey, says it's just another example of AI slop. Here's the deal. TikTok is going wild over a viral post that claims JonBenét is in the Epstein files. The video claims JonBenét is the little girl sitting on Epstein's shoulders in a picture framed and hung on a wall. The photo in question is redacted in the Epstein files, and the DOJ says it's from Epstein's pedo lair in New York City, but a video appears to show a photo in a hallway of a girl who bears a striking resemblance to JonBenét Ramsey. The clip also suggests Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell was at JonBenét's 6th birthday party. Thing is, JonBenét's pops says the conspiracy theory is bogus. John Ramsey tells TMZ, "Absolutely no truth to it. I haven't seen this, but with AI, anything is possible. I figured one of these days I would be accused of being an Epstein pal. Hasn't happened yet. Internet people can be very cruel." So there you have it. And in case you've been living under a rock, in 1996, the day after Christmas, JonBenét was found strangled to death in the basement of her family's Boulder, Colorado, home. She was wrapped in a blanket with a cord around her neck and her mouth taped shut. Boulder PD zeroed in on John and his wife, Patsy, as suspects, and a grand jury voted to indict them in 1999, but prosecutors refused to bring charges, citing a lack of evidence. To this day, the notorious case remains unsolved. A father in the age of digital ghosts. John Ramsey has lived many lives in the public imagination. Once a businessman, once a grieving father, once a suspect, once a man cleared but never released. And now, decades after his daughter JonBenét was taken from him, he is something newer and stranger. A character in the age of artificial outrage, accused not by evidence, but by pixels. The internet has a hunger. It does not care how old the wounds are, only whether they can still bleed. A viral video flickers across TikTok, stitched together with ominous music and the confidence of a lie told too loudly to question. It claims JonBenét Ramsey appears in the so-called Epstein files. It claims a photo on a wall, redacted, blurred, half-seen, shows a little girl on Jeffrey Epstein's shoulders. It claims Ghislaine Maxwell attended a 6-year-old's birthday party in Boulder, Colorado. It claims proximity is proof. It claims resemblance is reality. And suddenly John Ramsey is on trial again. This time, not in a courtroom, but in an algorithm. Absolutely no truth to it, he says. His voice, now older, carries the fatigue of a man who has spent 30 years answering questions no parent should ever face. With AI, anything is possible. That sentence lands heavier than it seems. Because this isn't just about one false video. It's about a world where images no longer testify to truth, where resemblance replaces reason, and where tragedy is endlessly recyclable content. John Ramsey buried his daughter in 1996. The world never stopped digging. JonBenét, 6 years old, blonde hair curled, pageant smile frozen in time, became a symbol before she could become a person. Her death, brutal and unresolved, turned her family's home into a crime scene and her parents into suspects. Boulder police focused on John and Patsy Ramsey. A grand jury voted to indict. Prosecutors declined, citing lack of evidence. The case stalled. The questions didn't. Grief, when televised, becomes something else. It becomes performance. And when grief lasts long enough, people start to resent it for not resolving neatly. So when the Epstein files surfaced, pages of redactions, half-truths, and genuine horror, it was only a matter of time before the internet tried to stitch JonBenét into that darkness too. Not because it made sense, but because it felt shocking. John Ramsey anticipated it. "I figured one of these days I would be accused of being an Epstein pal," he says, with a bitter kind of irony. As if false accusation has become a milestone, not an aberration. Internet people can be very cruel. Cruelty used to require effort. Now it requires Wi-Fi. There is something particularly vicious about dragging a murdered child into modern conspiracy. JonBenét cannot defend herself. Her parents, no matter what they say, will never be believed by everyone. And AI, faceless, frictionless, can conjure just enough doubt to keep the lie alive. A girl who looks like JonBenét. A party someone might have attended. A photograph no one can fully see. That's all it takes now. Ramsey stands in opposition not just to a rumor, but to a system that rewards suspicion over truth. He is a father who lost his child in real life, now forced to defend her memory from digital ghosts. He does not need Epstein added to the long list of horrors attached to his family's name. No one does. And yet the machine keeps turning. The JonBenét Ramsey case remains unsolved. That emptiness, the lack of a final answer, is what conspiracy feeds on. Where certainty ends, imagination rushes in. But imagination without responsibility becomes cruelty masquerading as curiosity. Ramsey's denial isn't dramatic. It's tired. It's human. It's a man saying, please stop inventing new ways for my child to be hurt. In a better world, that would be enough. In this one, it has to fight the algorithm.